Okay, this is gonna be a quick, short little video. I had a lot of people telling me that that last one's just too long. They don't want to sit through it. I'll try to slice it up if I have time. There's a few things that I wanted to touch base on. Now, this is about in ancient Egypt. There was a concoction, a potion that was imbibed by the pharaonic ruling class and the priests, known as soma. Okay, uh, more than likely aren't going to find any information about this online. I mean, I read this in a several hundred-year-old grimoire that I read in a library. I think it was down in Florida. It was years ago. At the time, I didn't really believe it. This was about 15 years ago. And since that time, there's been a lot of research into stem cells. Okay, so let's check out the Fountain of Youth. Okay, so here we go. It's Madonna. Love Madonna, by the way. She's awesome. It's her in like 1985. Okay, beautiful girl, wonderful, wonderful girl, incredible talent. There she is, looking fucking sexy as all fucking hell back in '85. Okay, badass bitch right there, right? Okay. Now let's go to. Here she is in the year 2000. Beautiful. I mean, this is ideal. This is like my ideal woman right here. She's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There she is again. This picture was taken in 2015, so it's 15 years later after the last one. Where's the other? Okay. Here's another from her 2015. She's still a beautiful woman, and starting to see her a little bit of aging, Starting to see her age lines, she's 58 at this point, something like that. Now, there's another one of her. This looks like, yeah, this was 2021, so this was last year, Still a very attractive woman. Attractive, I'd call her a cougar, she's sexy as fuck, I think. Now, these photos over just came out. Wait till you see this shit. This is fucking weird. This is Madonna. This was taken this year. This is Madonna right here. This is Madonna. Okay, this is her now. Look at her. She looks like she's 28 tops. This is Madonna now. This is her now. Okay. Now, granted, like if you do some Googling, it'll say that she had a bunch of plastic surgery and a facelift and stuff like this. Okay, I dare anybody to find any photos of a woman that goes from looking like this. This was last year. This is 2021. This was her last year. That's her now. This is her last year. This is her now. Okay? I dare anybody, if you can find any examples of a person, male or female, that after plastic surgery goes from looking like that to literally looking like she is 28 years old, I will suck your dick straight the fuck up, because you ain't gonna find it. So how is this possible? What the literal fuck, and it very well could be that she's secretly getting stem cell injections, that is, probably a viable treatment right there, more than likely. However, there's always an occult explanation. There's the exoteric, which means, consumption for the public, and then there's the esoteric, or secret. The word occult means secret, by the way. It's the esoteric reasoning. Okay, I had mentioned soma. Okay, this is weird stuff, guys and girls. Soma. It originated, apparently they say it originated in the Hindu culture, but the book I read it in, I mean, it was claimed that it originated in Egypt, but Egypt and the Hindus definitely had Okay, bear with me. The computer locked up. My video's locked up. The camera's apparently no longer recording, but you're still getting sound. So I'm just gonna keep chugging along here because I don't really have the time to fuck with stuff. Okay. The soma was an ancient brewer drink prepared by sages and yogis that was said to bestow health, strength, insight, spiritual visionary experience, and communion with divinity. The sacred drink, also called Amrita, or nectar of the gods, opened the mind, heart, and inner landscape while purifying and healing the body. Okay. They don't mention what it is, though. In one myth, soma was stolen by Agni, the god of fire. It's analogous to Prometheus, Satan, and was given to human beings as a sacred drink. This goes back to the Book of Enoch. I highly suggest you read the Book of Enoch. Soma was supposedly consumed during rituals by the priestly class in ancient times. When it is drunk by mortals outside a ritual context, soma is said to possess uplifting qualities and boost the energy and alertness of its drinker. Okay, now, I don't want to go... Oh, the camera's back. I don't want to go real deep into the whole adrenochrome shit. I might make a video on it at some point. It's really depressing. I don't like thinking about it, that there's actually people out there that are so fucking twisted that they would sacrifice hundreds of children just to turn back the clock 20, 30 years instead of living the way God intended. There was nothing wrong with her the way she was before. I mean, granted, yeah, she's gorgeous, but why is she trying to relive? She already had her youth. Why would she take away the youth of children to... But let's go into this a little bit deeper, okay? What soma actually was made of, it's the blood of children, okay? The pharaonic priestly class, these are like secret mystery school teachings that, can get you killed for knowing about, but literally you can go to Manly P. Hall's library, like, after he was a bricklayer. I mean, I love Manly P. Hall's lectures, by the way. I mean, I'd like to assume that this guy was, one of the good ones. I'm not saying they're all bad. There's two paths of Kabbalah. There's the right and left. I'd like to assume he was on the right-hand path because I'm pretty sure they murdered him. Anyways, he had this occult library out in California. As soon as he died, they shut it down because that guy had amassed one of the largest collections of... It was like the modern Library of Alexandria. This guy had books that you could not find this information anywhere outside of maybe like Vatican archives or like really high level occultists collections. Now I had happened upon this recipe in a book. I had mentioned it was, I think it was a library. It might have been like Tampa, Florida or something like that. But I had read it and I'm reading it. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's talking about this shit was made out of the blood of virgin menstrual blood. I should add, it's like it doesn't have to necessarily be from a sacrifice. Menstrual blood contains tons of stem cells. Now, a friend of mine's wife, I later found out that they're part of this weird cult that's like kind of like a offshoot. I don't want to get into that because it's really weird. It's really depressing what I experienced over at their house one night when I found out. But anyways, she told me the one time that she had like a 13-year-old daughter that was menstruating, and she told me that she used to take her maxi pads and rub them on her face, the blood on her face, and she said it kept her young. I was just like, whatever, bitch, you're crazy, quit smoking meth, whatever. Now, this shit really works. This is alchemy. That's what Egypt's original name was, Kemet. This is the root of the word alchemy. These are the ancient sciences that are suppressed. This is the stuff they don't want you to know, and a lot of the stuff that we just now are recently rediscovering after thousands of years of it being suppressed, because they can only keep this stuff silent for so fucking long. That's why there's so many people getting indoctrinated in the medical industry and like physics, because these people are starting to catch on to stuff that they knew before the flood. The stuff that was contained within the Pillars of Boaz and Joachim by Enoch or Lamech. Lamesh, I guess. Anyways, I'm sure a lot of you have heard Elizabeth Bathory, okay? If not, she was a Hungarian countess. She was big into, like, kidnapping peasant girls, like young peasant girls, like 12, 13-year-old peasant girls, bring her to work at her castle, okay? Well, their parents started wondering after, hundreds and hundreds of local village girls disappeared and her not having any explanation where the hell they were. She's considered the most prolific female murderer ever, which isn't really true. There was this Chinese chick pirate that probably killed a lot more people, but, whatever. Let's not get into that. Now, one of her beauty treatments, and it's funny because now, and this just started popping up in, the last several months, when you start noticing all these, older Hollywood celebrities are suddenly getting really sexy again, and they're posting up, like Snopes type things, like, fact, Elizabeth Bathory, there's no proof she did this. The bullshit there fucking ain't. You guys are looking at a goddamn book. You can't trust anything you fucking really see on the internet a lot of the time because they're manipulating search results all the damn time now and buying up web properties and changing them around. I'm fairly certain they have some fucking massive artificial intelligence system that is literally just completely fucking manipulating the internet. I'll make a video about that too at some point if I have time. Now, Bathory, she used to use a blood bath, okay? She would literally fill her bathtub up with the blood of these young girls because she said it maintained eternal youth by bathing in the blood of virgins. Now, this might sound like some crazy-ass wackadoo occult shit, remember what I said, and I'm going to say this a lot in my videos. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, Arthur C. Clarke. So now there's multiple occult systems. One of them is, like I was mentioning, it's alchemy. It's kind of like a biological alchemy. It's the usage of bodily fluids to produce certain results. I don't know if you guys watch boxing, but Manny Pacquiao, he used to drink his piss and eat his cum while he was training. There's a reason why he was doing that. It contains your chi, your vitality, and your semen does. Your urine contains all sorts of vitamins, and the stuff that your body wasn't able to process is expelled through your urine. So by reconsuming it, you're reprocessing it, and not to sound weird, but I drink my own piss, quite often. It's actually really healthy for you. I don't recommend it. You got to build up a taste for it, and I don't want anyone to think I'm weird for doing that, but I gotta stay in fighting form, apparently. Anyways, so Elizabeth Bathory, she's known to fucking, do this to young girls, yada, 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 killed a bunch of them. She ended up, her cousin or something was the king of Hungary or something like that, and he finally responded. They bricked her up in a tower and left her there to die, okay? So the story goes. I honestly don't think that's what really happened, but they had to tell the peasants something, Now, Sandra Bullock, she was on the Ellen show not too long ago, and she's on there on video talking about going to Korea to have foreskin injected in her face. Korean baby foreskin. She's talking about how it's part of her controversial beauty treatment is having foreskins, baby foreskins injected into her face. Okay, kind of weird. Now, and I want to point out, I'm not anti-Semitic. It's a different culture. They're as far above us as we are above an insect, as they like to say. And this is what they do at when they're I think it's a bris, something like that they call it. But they cut the foreskins off, okay. Now, in the United States, we all get circumcised. I don't think it's that way in most European countries or other places in the world, but here in the U.S., every male baby gets his foreskin cut, Well, why? What the fuck? Why are they doing this? What, everyone in America is Jewish or some shit? That doesn't make sense. I never opted in for this. It's literally mutilating babies, and they try to say it's it's for sanitary reasons, okay? Well, the thing is, this is the way God created you, okay? God created your foreskin. This is I don't really want to get into it. Like I said, I'm not an anti-Semite. This is part of their religion. This is part of their Saturn cult religion, and I respect it. I just wish they would respect us. Okay, just because we're not part of them does not mean the goyim are cattle. That's what they call non-Jews as goyim. If you look up the definition, it means cattle. Okay, they think we're cattle. They think we're fucking slaves, which sucks because I love the Tanakh. I love the fucking Torah. It's beautiful. I love Solomon. Oh my God, I fucking love Solomon. Oh, Ecclesiastes is like literally one of the greatest fucking things ever written, isn't it, Barack? Yeah, I knew that was you, dude. Now, and like I said, I'm not saying these things because I'm against it. I'm just saying that these things need to be put out in the open. Everyone just needs to accept this shit. We need to accept that we're different. Shit's weird, and try to find ways that kind of like balance the shit out. Between the humans and our Nephilim god overlord magic slave drivers, whatever, like space Jews, some people call them, or but I don't want to. I'm not mocking them. I love the Hebrew people. Even the lost tribes or Canaanites. I love everybody. I love everybody. It's kind of my thing. Now, different strokes for different folks to rule the world, but still, like that's pretty messed up. Okay, now, so we've identified. There's all these millions of foreskins getting cut off in America all the time. Every year. Every boy born in America gets this fucking. Why? What's the real reason behind this? Foreskin-derived stem cells. Oh, wait a second. What's going on here? Stem cells and foreskins? Wait a minute. Sandra Bullock, she injects foreskin into her face. What's up with that? Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Could it be that these foreskins are being harvested for some nefarious purpose? Yeah, they fucking are. That's the gist of it. They're okay. Glamour, Hollywood glamour. Models are glamorous. Glamour means beauty, right? Yeah, right here it says so. An attractive or exciting quality that makes certain people or things seem more appealing. Attractiveness. Wait, charm? Enchantment? But that can just mean, like, oh, that girl's enchanting. She's so beautiful. She's charming. Where do you think these terms come from? You gotta understand, these words hold multiple levels of meaning. A glamour is a magic spell. It's witchery, it's enchantment, it's magic. That's an archaic definition of it. That made by glamour out of flowers. Okay, this is why it's called the glamour industry, because they're super big into this shit, and they how they always say, like, oh, those rail thin models, it's just because they don't ever eat and they drink water all the time. No, there's a lot more to it than that. They're all on fucking stimulants constantly. They're using like ancient Babylonian, Egyptian, Hindu. They're using ancient fucking biological magic that's kept hidden from you people. That's starting to come out. Like Elon Musk, he's been getting stem cell injections, and you can Google it. He's been getting stem cell injections. He pays like $40,000 a year for these, but he don't look that young. It's because there's more to it than just the actual stem cells. There's the chi derived from the blood. There's energy. There's vibrational energy and frequency contained within these things. And this is what they're exploiting it. And this goes back to chaos magic. This goes to the, they're hacking reality, kind of. They're exploiting loopholes in the code. It's like you look at a website and you view the HTML and you see all this gobbledygook code. But if you know how to read that code, you can find ways to exploit that website to do all sorts of things that website shouldn't be able to do. You can do it with programs, you can use a hex editor. I used to cheat at video games on computers all the time with a hex editor. I don't know how many of you are my age. I'm in my 40s that remember like the Game Genie for Nintendo and all that. But it was a hex editor. It would insert little bits of code to allow you to get more lives and cheat and be invincible and all that stuff. This is the same concept. You have to understand that reality is a digital environment. This is literally the fucking Matrix, the Hebrew gem matrix, the quantum Boltzmann brain that we exist inside of. It's a massive quantum computer that we exist inside of, okay? They know how to hack it. They know how to exploit it. These are the secret teachings of the ages. These are the fucking things that sages know. I mean, you can, if you dig deep enough, you can find, like, ancient Buddhist frickin' scrolls where it's talking about these Buddhist monks meditating for months at a time with no food, no water, barely breathing, and while they're doing so, literally assembling matter piece by piece and creating geometric constructs with their minds. This is the power of meditation. This is consciousness. This is when you become aware of your surroundings and you understand that the Matrix is the Matrix and you're able to manipulate it. Like, through my experiments, I've I've done some pretty weird stuff. I don't really like messing with it though, because I want to live a normal damn life for a change, you know. I just wanted to have a normal life, you know, and instead I'm fucking smack dab in the middle of the weirdest fucking era since the fucking flood. You know, we all are. We're all living in the strangest fucking times ever. Ever. Now, I just want you guys to understand, you know, like, this stuff's real. Look at this. Look at this. This is 2022. This is Madonna 2022. 2021. That's not plastic surgery. That is high level occultism. Google it. She's a Kabbalist. She's always on talking about how she's a Kabbalist, and you know, her music's full of occult allegory. Her name's frickin' Madonna, for fuck's sakes. You know, the Virgin Mary, Madonna. She named herself after Mary. Mary was an occultist too. You know, I don't know if she was part of the mystery schools or not. I've read things that said that she was sent away to be a temple prostitute. I've read other things that said she was sent away to a convent for years. You know, and I'm assuming that she was trained in these things, and she probably taught Yeshua, her son, a few things, or they didn't. Maybe he was like the odd man out, and they intended him to. I'm fairly certain her and Joseph were aware that he was going to be nailed to a fucking cross from the time he was born. I think he was born to be a human sacrifice. You know, I think that was the whole purpose of his existence, was just to, you know, grow up and be a human sacrifice. But lo and behold, that guy, he was a highly advanced, highly intelligent person that was capable of doing things that were beyond the comprehension of mankind. And, you know, when they say he was the son of God, I don't know, maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I'd like to think that we're all the sons and daughters of God. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, so yeah, glamour, it's magic. The beauty industry, it's a bunch of weird magic shit. Look at the book of Enoch. It says that Azazel taught women antimony. Antimony is the usage of makeup, you know, to beautify, basically to turn women, pious women, into whores, which I kind of like horrors, don't get me wrong. Anyways, Crazy J, over and out.